All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all tuned in for another episode. The hit list right here on JLM Radio Podcast, that is, broadcast to you right here by Riverside FM. And today we got a lovely guest all the way out here in North Carolina, the one and only April Nicole. How you doing over there, girl?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing? Well, how are you doing?
we do, well, I'm doing good over here. I mean, if some fans want to tune in, they can. The link out there. Y'all can be a guest. Y'all don't if y'all tapped in and ain't tapped in for the future. We we had a little bit of technical difficulty, so
Yes, we
a little
did.
late, but we bringing it to y'all. But anyway, right here we're gonna get into this hit list where we like to bring up, up and coming artists, mainstream artists, and talk about their musical journeys and stuff like that. So we're gonna get into question number one from Miss April Nicole over here. General background and inspiration. Number one, can you tell us about your journey into music and what inspired you to start creating?
Okay. My journey into music, I started singing when I was well, I've really been singing before I started talking. My mama said my first words was me singing. Like, she was just like, she used to go in my room when I was a little baby.
Okay.
And she would go in my room. I would be in the crib.
Yeah.
She said I would be humming and singing, singing little tunes. And she said she would think to herself, like, I know my baby ain't singing, like that baby over there singing. And she said, like, she would take me places, like as I got older, like she would have me in the
Mm,
basket, and she said I'd be sitting there singing, and people
yeah.
would be like, "Oh my God, ma'am, are you singing?" And she's like, "No, it's my baby. My baby's singing." Like, and people used to always mistake me for Raven Simone when I was little. I used to always get called Little
Oh, is that
Raven.
right?
I promise. Everywhere I went, people used to be like, "Is that Little Raven Simone?" And my mama would be like, "No, this is my daughter, April." She's like, she resembles her, but she's not. Cause I mean, I look exactly like Raven growing up as Raven Simone. Like as a little girl growing
Right.
up, like the hairstyle, the eyes, the dimples, the complexion, everything. Everybody thought everywhere I went that
Okay.
was me. But I'm like,
Miss
yeah,
Raven Simone.
I always knew I was gonna be singing. So I started singing, like really singing, when I was about 4 or 5 years old, with the
Mm,
adult choir at my
okay.
uncle's church in Plymouth, North Carolina. That was Temple of Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I started
Okay.
there singing first. Cause my grandma got me into singing in church first. Cause grandma like, oh, you can sing, you
Okay.
gonna sing for the Lord. You ain't gonna sing for the devil, you know. But
Yeah, okay.
I'm glad she put
Yeah.
me in the
Cause you
church
do.
because I learned how to sing and how to really
Yeah.
find my voice in church. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Right, right. Cause that you do have that voice. Speaking of voice right here and influences, that is question number two. Who are some of your biggest musical influence growing up?
Okay. Some of my biggest influences growing up was Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah
Mm-hmm.
down. Brandy. Um, I do a lot of runs like Brandy. I promise I studied
Okay.
Brandy voice to a T. So it's not a run that she can do that I
Yeah.
haven't tried or that I haven't done. Um, I love Whitney Houston. I like that was, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
I will always love you song. When I was a little girl, that was the song
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that really got me. And that Bodyguard movie, like my mama used to
Mm.
make us watch. Like, I used to watch it all the time. But Selena also, like I love Selena down. Like even though like she was for real, like even though she was a Spanish singer, she was becoming
Yeah.
an American singer. Like my first one of my
Yeah,
first
she was. Yeah.
autobiographies, what was it by autobiographies was about Selena. I dressed
Yeah.
up as Selena. I actually
Mm.
sung some of her songs and everything for my report at school when I was in the first grade. I was Selena.
Oh, is that right? And
Yeah,
what grade
I
did you
dressed
get
up
on
as
that?
Selena. And then the next year I
What
did
grade
Whitney
did you get?
Houston. Yeah, I got 100.
Whitney Houston. Okay.
I got 100 on both of them.
100.
Cause I would sing
All
with
right.
it, like, and like my teachers and everybody was just like, "Oh my God, this little girl can really sing!" Like, so whenever plays and all that stuff came up, I remember I was like 9 years old. I was the only child actor in this play full of nothing but all white actors, and I'm the only black African American actor at
Yeah.
9 years old in this play, in this musical. And I was in it because I could sing and because I was a pretty
Mhm.
little girl and I could act. I
Mhm.
was, I was very bright little star. So people seen that at a very young age. Like I was in the
Right.
newspapers and everything here. Like I was the only kid, like I told you, child actor that was in this play with these adults at ECU. And they was coming around like actually
Okay.
doing shows and stuff. Like we had the Pirates Fest and stuff. I used to be a part of that when I was
Mhm.
a little girl. Like my mama had me
Yeah.
in so much stuff and doing so many things. That's what I love about my mom. My mama always pushed me to do whatever I wanted to do, especially as music. Like people used to tell my mama
Right.
all the time, like that little girl can sing. Like you need to do something with her.
What a ride. Yeah,
So
exactly.
she had me doing everything. I remember my first show was opening up at 12 with Petey Pablo here in
Okay.
Greenville at the American Legions. I was the only kid,
All
only child.
right. What? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been doing your thing from a young age.
I have. Like I
All
tell
right.
people this, I've been doing this for a long time. So it's just
And you kind of
only
already
a matter
spoke.
of time.
Yeah. You already kind of answered number three already. How did your upbringing shape your sound and lyrical thing? But you said Brandy and all these different other artists has kind of
Yes,
helped shape your thing.
they
So we
did.
gonna
I
get on to
love
number.
Brandy and Whitney Houston and Aaliyah, Monica, Mary J. Blige. I love Mary J. Blige. I do a lot of my
Mhm.
songs. It's like 90s style. Like my songs come
Yeah,
from
you
the
do
90s
got that
because
'90s style.
I grew up in the
That's
90s.
what
So
made me tap in with you. Right.
I'm like, so that's why I can't help it. I have to like that's my background is the 90s. I'm like that was my best era of my life growing up was the
Right.
90s. The 90s and the early 2000s. That was the best time of my life to me as a
Right.
kid and just like growing up period around that time and
Hmm.
being able to hear the music and everything, Tupac and Biggie and Aaliyah,
Right.
Drew Hill and Destiny's Child,
Yeah.
all that stuff played a big part on me and society and
Right.
with music. Anyways, listening to all that.
Right. I guess
Oh,
that's number four. That's your
and
defining
my
moment
next
right there.
person, I'm about to say, and who I think my mom always say who I sound like
Who?
is what is Cut Close. Cause
Cut Close.
I've done a song that reminded my mama of a Cut Close song. It was a remix, matter of fact, to a Keith a Keith Sweat song I did years ago,
Okay.
but I still love that song. Like I never released it anywhere, so nobody heard it yet, other than
Yeah.
people around me. But that was one of the first songs I was like, okay, like this is my vibe. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, 90s style music, because
Okay.
this
Okay.
is what speaks to me, and then other people like it as well. So I'm like, this is my lane. This is what I need to stay in.
Right, right, right. And I guess that is number four right there. You answered that too. Your defining moment when you realized music was your calling. She's on the road, y'all. And if you ain't checked her out, y'all need to check her out. She do have that 90s style. For those out there, 90 lovers. With a little twist of that new style too.
Yeah,
But
it's a
that
little
did make me
twist.
tap into her, that 90s style she had. I was like, dang, this girl right here, she go. All right, then let's get into this question number five. Your 2017 release included Attention, Runaway. Well, that's what comes up. So, what was your creative vision behind those songs or tracks?
Runaway basically was that's crazy that you asked me about that because Runaway
Yeah.
was a song that I wrote at the time I was actually going through a divorce. I got married at an early
Oh,
age and I was going through a
okay.
divorce
Speak on it.
and like me and my friends and stuff, I had friends that were going through a lot of stuff that I was going through and like
Mm-hmm.
they basically was telling me about their stories and stuff and so I took a mixture of all of it and I put it together and I basically made
Okay.
this song basically talking about me running away, becoming the person that I wanted to be, finding love again in myself, not in someone
Yeah.
else. and showing myself that love and being able to be happy and be in a space of having self-love and being able to, you know, basically enjoy life again. Like, because I felt at one
Right.
point I was very depressed at one point of time. Like, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do anything at all. Like, I didn't want to write music. I didn't want to do no music. I didn't want to do anything. I was just at a
Yeah.
place where I just felt like I was losing myself,
Right.
and I felt like I got
Wow.
lost in that situation with that man.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I gotta find my happy place again. I gotta go back to me. I gotta figure out what is it that makes April happy again, so I
Right.
can be
Right.
happy and live and move on with my life. Because this man, I moved on with his. I need to move on with my life
Right.
because obviously I didn't mean what I thought I meant to him. So I'm like,
Right.
I had to go ahead and get myself together. But that song now, to me back then, that song relevated with me then, but like today, this song really like is a song I feel like it was before its time, and that it really
Yeah.
is relevant now with my life, that what's going on in my life now, how I
Right.
had to, you know, pick up the pieces and heal myself all over again from the loss of my boyfriend. So I'm
Okay.
like, this song is basically, and he loved that song. Like, he loved that song to death. Like, he would play that song every single day. Um,
Oh wow. Yeah, that's
yeah,
deep right there.
this song, it really hits home for me with that song because I'm like, at the time I was singing the song and everything, and of course, you know, I was feeling the song, I was into the song and everything, but it's like now it means so much more to me now.
Right. Yeah. 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 That's deep right there. We're gonna have to give you some applause for that one right there. Get you some cheers going on. Where we at with it?
We
My
did. Let
sound
me.
effects ain't working. I got you right here. There we go. And the cheers.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
that
gotta
song.
applaud you for that right there. Some people, those situations will break them down when it's hard for them to bounce back.
Oh yeah, it
You
did.
know.
It did. It brought me down for a while. Like, that song, listening to my song "Runaway" and stuff was the only way that I got through the stuff that I'm actually still going through now. 'Cause I mean, next month makes 2 years since my boyfriend had passed, since he died. So
Condolences to you. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, so I mean, I got him tatted on my arm and everything. I'm like, but
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just like,
All right.
I ain't never. The thing is, as crazy as it is, like, I thought that that loss with me and my ex-husband at the time was the most devastating time of my life.
Dang.
But
Right.
I'm like, when I got with my boyfriend that passed, I feel like he was the person I was supposed to marry. Like,
Okay.
my
Yeah.
husband at the time was not it. Like,
Right.
I felt like I was only disappointed basically in the situation more than me
Right.
like being in love or being, like, cause I with my boyfriend that passed, that he was the one that actually showed me real true love and genuine love, and people were
Right.
like, dang, I'm like, I felt more devastated from that loss than my marriage.
Okay. All right. So let's speak on attention then.
And attention was a song that me and my producer Reggie, well, Marco Rich, now his name was
Okay.
Reggie, but Marco Rich, we had came up with this song Attention. I
Uh,
came up with it basically listening to what's the song, the old school song, uh that I like the way, what is it, I like the
yeah.
way,
Uh,
Kissing Game. I came up
yeah.
with that. Like, I was like, ooh, I always loved that song. So I was like, ooh, I was like, this beat kind of sounds like this, like in the middle, like the breakdown of it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
want to incorporate that into this song. And so, and Attention was supposed to be like, a club banger, a song basically to get your attention. Like, to show you,
Right.
like, it was supposed to be
Sure do.
my single to let you know, okay, April Nicole is here. This is her. Like, she ain't here to play no games.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we got that song out, we got it finished and everything. And from that, it's like, I don't know, from that song, like, people just started paying more attention to me. And I
Right.
started getting
It
more,
served its purpose.
people going in, right. Like I started getting more people coming to me asking me, okay, about songs, about
Right.
shows, about doing, different things and stuff, and getting on podcasts and being a part of different movies and being a part of different sounds, like
Okay.
what is it, the soundtracks for different movies and TV shows and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
I was that song really started the push of my career.
Right. Yeah. It's like the song itself, attention. It grab people attention.
Right.
What about this right here? What's this all about? Want it, have it. What's that all about? Real bold,
Wanted
confident.
Habits. Wanted Habit
Yeah.
is
What is that?
basically my sound that I told you. I'm going back to my roots, to my 90s sound, where I started
Mm,
anyways, what I wanted to do and what my sound and what my brand is supposed to be is, April
right.
Nicole, AP to go, the 90s, version. That song basically was like, I heard this song, I heard the beat. My homeboy was making the beat in his studio because he made it for me.
Yeah.
His name is
Okay.
Latarius Moore, LT.
Okay.
He's
Shout
an
out to
artist as
him.
well. He had made the beat for me in his studio, and he was just like, "Hey,
Yeah.
he's like, what you think about this beat?" And I was like, I like that, like, cause he was letting me listen to a lot of the beats that he used to sit back and make beats.
Right.
He was like,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to hear this beat. He was like, I feel like you like this beat. Like this is something I feel like you could get on. Like I could hear your voice on this song. And I was just like, you know what? I like that. I was like, it sounded like a Mary J. Blige type of beat. Like, and that's what it
Right.
reminded me of, the old school Mary J. Blige in the 90s. The what's the song she had? Real Love. That Real Love.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Real
also
love. Yeah.
what was it? It's the song the 411. It kind of
Okay.
reminded me of the 411, Real Love. Like it's like that vibe, that 90s old school vibe. Like
Yeah.
either you gonna listen or you. Matter of fact, not even that. It's the song that she had with Little Kim. What is that song? That she had with Little Kim. Um, Dang, what's the name of that song? That Mary J. Blige song that she had.
We
Um,
can Google it and see.
she, I know Little Kim. I Can Love You.
Oh, I can love. Oh yeah, yeah. That was bang.
That's what it remind you
Yeah.
of, the I Can Love You type of
Yeah.
song. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
basically
Okay.
me thinking about like wanting, like whatever you want in life, you can go get it. If you try to, like, if you want whatever you want, it's possible to get.
Right.
That's basically what I'm talking about. Like, if you want something, go get it. Don't let nobody stop you from doing whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter what you got going on. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you don't know, who you know. It just matters about you and how much you got in
Right.
you, how much you're gonna push yourself to get out there to get what you want. That's basically what it is.
Right. 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 Yeah. Dancing a lot of things right here. I mean, I might as well just throw the whole list away and just have a conversation with you. Let's see, because
I didn't mean to. I'm
dancing
sorry.
number 6, 7, and 8 and 9. So let's
I'm
okay. Number
sorry.
9
Like
is a
I
good
just
one.
was when I start
No, you
talking,
good.
especially
You
about my
good.
music, I'm very
You
passionate
good.
about
That's what
it.
I like. That's what I like. Let the people know, especially for the up and comers, they can hear your story, hear your trials and
Right.
tribulations, and let them know, it'll give them some insights on ins and out of the music industry.
Right.
So number 9 is looking back. How do you feel these songs represent where you are as an artist today?
I feel like I said before, like my songs, every single song, just about like all my songs tell a story.
Yeah, they
And
do.
like it doesn't matter if it
Hmm.
is a club song, a love song,
Right.
or just feel good song, or like all my songs have a message, and I try to have it like that because I feel like I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to be putting out messages for people, positive messages, so
Right.
the world could be a better place. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
as much as we need it and as bad as we need it, and so much music out here that influences us to do so much bad, it got to be some
Yeah.
music out here
Yeah.
to influence us to do good.
Exactly.
I'm like, I have a
Exactly.
song that's called No Thotty. I'm like, people always talking about thoughts. I have a whole song
Right.
called No Thotty. It's out on YouTube. And it's basically singing
Yeah.
about, like, it's a club song, but it's basically saying,
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, we want to go dance, we want to go have a good time and all this stuff, but we're not gonna be doing all the stuff that all these other girls are doing. Like, we're not gonna have our,
Right.
our butts and all this stuff hanging out and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking
Yeah. Yeah.
classless, basically. Like, we know how
Yeah.
to
Right.
have a good time, but you gonna respect me while I'm having a good time.
Exactly. There it
Like,
is, y'all,
and
right there.
I remember guys, like, a lot of guys that got mad at me because at the time the guy Kelly, what's his name, Kelly Baines, Kelly Boy from
Okay.
what is it, Media Majors, because that's his studio,
Okay.
here in Greenville. Everybody was mad at the time that he had gave me that beat. He had made
Oh
that beat for
yeah.
me. I bought the beat and everything. He literally made the beat for me in the
Yeah.
studio. And I listened
Yeah.
to it, I wrote to it, and I went ahead and laid my track down. And that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I already
And they
had stuff written already, but I added more to it as I heard the beat.
right.
And so when people heard that song, it was just like, oh my God, like, dang, this is hard. This, da, da, da. And that's you. Because this was the first time people was hearing me actually rap on a song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta hear that. I want to hear you rap. I
Yeah.
gotta
Okay.
hear that one. For those out there, check her out. Pull her up. April Nicole. She on
Yeah,
there.
it's
She
on
got a good little
YouTube.
artist web
YouTube, April
profile.
Nicole, No Thotty. I got
No
like
doubt.
8 or 9 videos on YouTube. I got so many songs on YouTube, like new songs
Okay.
and stuff. It's a song. I actually got a song on YouTube where my boyfriend is in the video. Um, on the track called "My Ass." It's a diss track, but people love this song. Like, that song, it's a wild, kind of crazy song. Kind of remind you of
yeah.
Sexy Red before Sexy Red, but it's more
Oh, is that
classy.
right?
It's a more
Okay.
classy, not nasty type
Yeah.
of thing. Cause she's just nasty. I'm sorry. I like her music sometimes, but then just, yeah. I ain't gonna say
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
She
that's
definitely.
not
She
my
definitely.
lane. But
She definitely the queen of ratchet music.
I know
Shout
how to
out to
maneuver
Sexy Red.
between. Like, I'm I'm a more I'm a bougie ghetto kind of girl. Like, I can get I'm
Yeah, you
bougie,
is.
but I can be
Yeah. I
ghetto
give you
too.
that.
But I know how to
Yeah.
differentiate
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I give you that. I give you that title right there. you hold the crown on that one.
it. I'm
All
not
right.
ratchet. I ain't
Nah,
ratchet,
you
but
ain't ratchet. Nah, but
I'm
you
a
is
little
bougie.
ghetto sometimes, little
You a
hood
little
sometimes.
bougie too.
But
But
you
you
gonna
just
remember, like, okay, yeah, she don't play with her, don't mess with her, like,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Don't play with her. She mean business. She mean what she say.
Cause I
Oh
mean,
my
I'm telling you,
goodness.
I do. I ain't gonna lie, I do want to make a song with Sexy Red one day. But the thing is,
Yeah.
when I make a song with her, I don't want it to be the normal shake your ass type of song. Even though I know that's what everybody want us
Okay.
to do. I want
Yeah.
more of a, like, I know
And
what
your
she.
booty on pink.
You said what?
And your booty on pink.
Right. I know she, like, they would love that. Cause I mean, I actually got a booty. These girls don't got no booty. Her and Glorilla, they got the littlest booties, and they think them booties is fat, boy. I'm ready to show them some fat booties. I'm like, I'm ready
All
to
right,
show them
that's a
some
good
real fat
question.
booties, some
What type of
natural
collab
fat
would
booties.
you? What type of collab? What type of collab would you want to do with Sexy Red?
I would want to
That's a
do
good question.
something. I would say more like, of course, it's gonna be a little ratchet, but something more like what her and SZA did, like
Okay.
what her
Oh,
SZA and
okay.
Drake did. Like, I love that type of song like that. That's what made me like her from that song.
Okay. Okay.
Cause I didn't like her
What
at
about
first.
Cardi B?
I love Cardi. I love Cardi down. I love Cardi.
Yeah.
Cardi,
Okay.
yeah. There's no wrong that Cardi can do. I don't care what nobody say. And there's no wrong that Cardi can do. Cardi is my girl. And yeah, I'm ready to make a song with her. I'm ready to
All
make
right.
some
Speaking of
I'm
song.
ready to make some shit talking about some dudes, talking about guys, talking about
Oh
relationships.
my
Because I know she's
gosh.
ready. She's ready for that, and I'm ready for that.
Mm.
Like, I need to put that out there. about going through a
I'm so
breakup
tired of those type
or
of
a loss, like but basically uplifting women
all right.
because we need that at
What
this
about
time.
songs uplifting women and men? How can women and men come together and
Well,
be uplifted together?
there's songs that I can do with men to uplift men and women.
Okay.
Um,
All
the
right. All right. Let me ask you this:
artists.
what
What?
guy singer or artist would you like to work with?
Chris Brown.
Oh, Chris Brown.
Right off the bat, yes, Chris Brown. I don't care if I don't get
Okay.
to work with nobody else. Chris Brown.
Uh, what
Like
about
I'm the biggest
what
Chris
about
Brown.
uh
Fan.
what about Usher?
Oh, I love Usher too. Damn, of course. But it's between Chris Brown and Usher. It's gonna be Chris Brown. I'm like, but no, I would love to make a song with both of them
Okay.
because,
What about
of
that
course,
song you
Chris
was talking
Brown is
about you trying to
inspired.
work on?
I'm like, Chris Brown is he's influenced from Usher. I'm like, so it will be no
Yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Brown without Usher.
Okay.
So of
Okay.
course I have to work with Usher. Like
Yeah.
that's a no brainer. Chris Brown and Usher and Chris Brown. Yeah, like somebody
Yeah.
say you want to work with who you want to work with. I'm gonna say both of them. Shit, put me in a booth with both
Okay.
of them.
All right. Then speaking of all of this, let's talk about the creative process and your style. How do you typically approach songwriting? Do you come with your lyrics or melody? Which comes first?
Mm, I like to hear. A lot of times, I like to hear a beat. I like to hear the melody first. See if I
Right.
like where I'm going to go with it. Like, cause
Yeah.
I can go anywhere. Like, it just depends on how I am feeling at that moment.
Uh-huh. All right. Let's get to the next one then. All right. Let's say number 12 say, do you write and produce your own music or do you collab with others?
A lot of times, I like to write my own music. I have collabed on a couple songs with different artists and stuff, or with different producers. That like I said, my producer Marco Rich, he was a big influence on a lot of my songs, especially
Right.
"Runaway" and "Attention." Like we did a lot of
Right.
like, writing together on those two songs.
Mm-hmm.
But these last few songs that I've been doing has just been solely me. Um,
Okay.
like I just been doing my thing, like basically just working on just writing my music and stuff is basically like the main thing that I think I can compliment and pat myself on the back about because a lot of times a lot of artists don't write their own music and they don't write their own songs,
Right.
and so a
Yeah.
lot of times it's not really what they are saying, like it's not really their true words, but they make it sound like it's their words because that's their job.
Right. Yeah.
I like
Right.
the point of writing and actually it being my sound and my song, my thoughts, all of that, because to me, it makes it even more meaningful for me. It makes the song
Right.
more I would say authentic, and you can hear more of the realness coming out of the song because it's me purely writing, putting my heart out there in my music, and letting people know
Right.
this is real. This is April. This is my story. This isn't something somebody made up.
Right. Okay. Now this one is well, you already answered number 13. How has your music evolved, or how has your sound evolved from 2017 to now? So number 14 is what theme or message do you find yourself returning in your music? I think you kind of answered that too, but maybe you might want to touch on it a little bit. What theme or message
You
do
said
you
what?
find yourself? What theme or
You said
message do you find yourself returning to your music?
um basically I feel like my music is supposed to um it's supposed to, like I said, inspire and help other people, show people that it's okay, like the certain stuff that they're going through, that you're not alone, that you know you're human, that we go through different things. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, rich, poor, whatever. Everybody at the end of the day, we all are human beings. We're all going through a life experience. We're all experiencing different things. Everybody has hurt, everybody has pain, everybody has ups, everybody has downs. Like it's good days, bad days. That basically like you should never. never think that you are alone going through anything in life.
Right.
And that's what I
Exactly.
want to send out as my message with my music, to let people know that, you know, it's other people that's going through things as well. Like, life is hard, of course, but here's some
Right.
music to help you get through it, you know?
Right. And speaking on that, that's growth, identity, and identity. Well, industry experience. Number 15 is pretty much touching on that. How has the music industry changed for you since your first release?
Um, I feel like it's changed a lot because I'm basically now trying to get back out, trying to push myself back
Right.
out into the limelight, trying to get rebrand myself, remarketing myself, um, basically showing people that I'm still April Nicole, but
Right.
it's just April Nicole with a twist. Like I'm grown
Right.
now. I know what I
Yeah.
want. I know what I'm going to accept. I know what I'm not going to accept. I know what like I said, what's right from wrong. I I don't have time to play games with people no more, and I'm just ready
Yeah.
for people to actually hear me and listen and understand and download and just and want to vibe out
Right.
with me with my music. I'm just ready.
And there it is. And that's kind of question number 16. You answered that. It was what's something you learned about yourself as an artist in the past few years. Kind of touched on that. All right, let's see. Number 17, how do you stay grounded and motivated in a fast paced, image driven industry? Oh, yeah. We talked about that.
You said, how do I stay driven? Um,
And motivated in a
I feel like I
fast
stay
paced,
motivated.
image now, where they say image driven industry.
Oh,
Chat
the image
Chat
driven.
GPT is something
Oh,
else.
well, I know they are. Chat GPT is something else. Um,
Yeah,
I feel like with me, my image and everything has always been what I wanted it to be, not what everybody else
right,
wanted it to be, like what they perceive it
right,
to be. My image has always been April Nicole, me, like whatever I wanted to present to the world, that's what I'm going to present to the world. How I feel,
right,
like, and a lot of times I present myself, like I said, as an artist. People see me when I go different places and stuff, and they're just like, "Hey, you got to be somebody. You're somebody. Are you a content creator? Are you famous? Are you this and that?" Like, and this
right,
is random all the time, like just because of my appearance and how I hold myself and how, like I said, how I look, how I dress, how I operate. That's just me. I've always been like that. I've always been. I was groomed at an early age. Like when I was
mm,
16, 15, 16 years old, I was in a group called Daggone what was the group? Um Black Jewels, and it was three of
okay.
us. Like
Three
it was
count.
two singers, two girls, me and the other girl Brandy, and this girl La La. La La was the rapper.
Yeah,
All was, we was rapping and singing. Well, she was rapping, and me and Brandy was the singers. And so
okay.
we were getting like a little buzz and everything around Greenville. We were about to be signed to Sammy, Sammy was like, he was really popping and stuff then. His manager was trying to sign
Mm,
up and everything. Dad came down here to one of our shows at the convention center. Um, it was a lot, like, and like at that time I was going through grooming of how, you're supposed to act as an as basically like a celebrity, or as a
okay.
teenage celebrity. Like there were certain things we
Yeah,
couldn't wear, certain things we couldn't do. We couldn't have boyfriends.
right.
Right. It was like a lot. It was a lot going on. And
Yeah,
so,
artist development.
right, I went through artist
Yeah,
development twice already. I
yeah.
went through that when I
Okay.
was 16, and then I went through it again when I turned what was it, 21 or 22. So I done
Okay.
been through artist development twice. So I mean, I know how to, how to uphold
Yeah,
myself, how to adjust, how to maneuver and everything, what to say, what to not say, what to do, what to not do. It's just,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's just I'm the type of person that can't nobody tell me what to do. So I'm gonna do what I
Exactly.
want to do
You
at
right
the end of the
about
day.
that. Be your
And
own boss.
it's either you gonna get with it or you're not gonna get with it. That's what it is. And I keep
Yeah.
having people keep calling me. I done had two calls during this
I
live.
know.
I
We
just
got
told
two
these
more.
people that I'm on a
We got
podcast.
two
They
more.
still call me, FaceTiming and everything. Then I got
Because you
somebody talking
busy,
about they outside of my house waiting for me. I'm like, it's so much going on right now. I'm
Yeah,
like,
we got two. We got two more questions for you. I know you're a superstar. You got a plane to catch. You got
I'm
all
trying to
kinds of
tell
things
this
going
person to hold on real quick.
on.
Jesus.
Well, those are fans right there. Speaking of fans, it say right here, can fans expect new music coming from you soon from your up
Yes,
and
they
coming
can.
project? Okay, number 20 is, where do you see yourself in 5 years, musically and personally?
I see myself in 5 years, collaborating with, like I said, all those artists that I just named: Cardi B,
Right.
Chris Brown, Usher, Sexy Red, SZA.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, all these people that I know like are popping and stuff right now. I'm expecting myself to be popping like them or even more, and
Right.
on tour right now at this time 5 years from now. This is touring time. So I'm expected to be touring somewhere.
All right. Well, that sounds like a plan right there. I definitely could see you touring. I'm glad you jumped back in the game, put back on your heels, and got back out here, back stomping around. When
Right.
I seen you promoting
Nah,
on your page, I'm like, uh-oh, she back at it. They don't woke her up.
like yeah.
Back
I got
alive.
to.
I said, let me go on and hit her up and get this interview before she get to being all over the place. Cause once she gone, y'all. She be all over the place. Y'all
I'm
really gonna
telling
have to
you,
follow her
especially
to
with this
keep up with her.
song, that daggone song, the Usher Nice and Slow remix, that In Control, like
Uh,
yeah,
there you
I feel like
go.
that's the song. That is the song. I feel like that's gonna give me the push that I need. I just gotta
Right,
get it promoted right.
right. Well, you got the right people behind you. I already know you can make sure, make things shake and bake. But
Oh
I know
yeah.
you gotta go. You gotta get up out of here. Your phone ringing off the hook. They
I
bamming
mean,
on your
off the
door, trying to
hook.
get
I'm
you
just
up
like,
out of there.
dang, they won't
Trying
let
to
me
rush you on a plane
live.
somewhere for the weekend. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. You already know we're gonna stay in touch. But anyway, y'all been tuned in right here, JLN Radio Podcast. For all you up and newcomers, y'all want to get on right here, just send your music or EPK Kit to JLN Radio Podcast at gmail.com. And it's April Nicole, and we up out of here.
All right,
Where
peace.
my music at? Let's give it some cheers before we go. Salute to the queen up in here. And if y'all missed that last week interview we had with Lily Grace, go check that out on Spotify. Check this out on Spotify too. And let me hit y'all with this, and we up out of here, man.